today is a good day for all of you. Sorry, I was watching some shorts. Gonna try to figure out just some simple stuff this today, guys. Game, music. We're just gonna be streaming for like an hour today, maybe less, just to chill, work on the game a bit. Browse. Browse, browse, browse. Okay, guys. Let's see here. So today I want to work on actually getting these things to disappear. We kind of have to work from the beginning and move our way forward just to get a little more acclimated with the game and what we have achieved so far in it. I know that this is gotta be a tick. Okay, so this is the basic tick functionality that we've taken out. We no longer need to remove this. And we want to just broadcast this. Hold up. Let me go to the actual... And just say... What does this control? I know it controls this, so we don't need this. Set movement to false. So these things we do want... Yeah. Turn off. Tick. So I'm presuming I did the tick enabled to false. I don't know why I'm doing this. I think it has to do with like performance and as well with the attachment of the
for this journey of change. So follow the
stuff together. I think they're thick for a reason, so we can connect them together. So what we're gonna have to do is re-enable all this, come in here, add a little controls the handling of moving past the threshold.
Set a course for change.
I think that's how you spell threshold. Is it like that? That's a weird spelling for me. So now that we have that popping, we need to do something in the level actor. Because I don't want to dilute it too much in the sense that I'm like inheriting. go back to Android. We'll go to low. It's interesting that the everything, like, I like the background, but everything feels so what's the word? Dilapidated, like it grayish. That makes sense. So what I'm gonna do here is, now that that's done, we're gonna go to these. I'm gonna spawn this really quick just to get these test floors. I'm gonna open the full blueprint. I'm gonna have to do something a little bit more intensive at some point here, because right now we're just doing this based off the test floor, and I kind of want a more multi-purpose BP here that I can inherit from with multiple other BPs that kind of have this. And since this is logic that's going to be occurring with essentially every item in the game, because at some point it's going to reach that threshold and have to go back to the pulling system, right? So it's essentially it right there. But yeah, let's go ahead and, where is this? On actor threshold. It's right here. Edit anywhere. This is not what we want. We want blueprint assignable here, guys. And we're gonna want to refresh. Excuse me, guys. Excuse and moi. Actually, let's put that on. More jazzy. Feels like morning still here in my area, just because it's a little cloudy. So it feels like right when you wake up and there's a lot of fog. The Art of War, Sun Tzu, Sun Tzu, Sun Tzu. But yeah, now that we've gone ahead and added that macro, we can go in here and say assign on actor cross threshold here. Bam, bam. Object class reference. That's interesting. I'm like a U class, B subclass of an actor. My actor class. We can go ahead and reference that there. And then when we actually go to call this and this, we get the class, which I think is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and refresh this right here. Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Yeah, it's a T subclass sub, so we don't really need to reference it, right? I need to go on a run, get some physical activity in me. I'm hoping I can clear out the space in my garage here sometime soon, so I can actually do this thing where, you know, I have my personal gym inside the garage, and I can just lift weights. But we'll see what the Lord has planned for me. Bum bum ba-dum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum ba-dum bum. On actor cross threshold. So now we have this here. And we can essentially just go Nazareth. Oh my gosh, pulling system. Return to object to pull, right? And we can say self. And you know what? Add custom event. Cross threshold event. And we can plug this into here instead. Drag this down just to make it a little more cleaner. I don't know if this is cleaner, but to me it's cleaner. So cross threshold event, right? And then we're gonna call cross.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional
here.
just
Speaking into the void.
But with
Binding
LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision
actor
makers. A
event
network of 130 million of them, in fact. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills, and did I say job title? See how you
Let's
can
go
avoid
ahead
the
and
void
drag
reach the
this
right
over
buyers
here.
with
Click
LinkedIn
compile.
ads.
Go
Spend
save.
$250 on your first campaign and
play.
get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
So it's definitely not working. Return to pool coordinates.x. So I'm presuming this is not set. Yeah, return to pool coordinate right here is 4,000. So realistically, we should be at 4,000 going back into the pooling system. So I'm going to go ahead and add a breakpoint here because that to me could be an indicator that it's not working. And I mean, nothing is firing. So this is a pool actor or a level actor, but it is inheriting from a pool actor, right? So why this isn't, is it because tick functions are off? It could be. Could really well be. Bum, 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 bum. B is able to move. Primary B can every tick. Allow tick before begin play. Allow tick on dedicated server. Tick event when paused. Async physics tick enabled. Tick group. Tick even when paused. Tick interval. Seconds. Still not working. I just need to see if this even, and sure enough, it works right off the get-go. And I bet you if I click play, we're gonna get this immediately. Basic tick functionality. Click play. I must be overriding this in the level actor. No, I'm calling Super Tick. Is there any logic else that's in here? Okay. I'm starting to see something here. Can't believe I didn't see this to begin with. I didn't know this was an override function. Oh, it is a virtual void.
McDonald's, get an iced coffee.
Now with McDonald's.
All day.
Wait, $1.99? Really?
All day and for any size.
Any size?
What'd I just say?
That McDonald's.
What is my idea here? What is the idea here with this code, guys? I'm like, let me do the same thing twice. Has spawned a friend. I guess it's because we were spawning multiple. Ah, because it's in tick functionality. What am I doing, dude? I'm like kind of annoyed reading at this. Does anyone else get those feelings when they're looking at something they've done in the past? They're like, why though? This could be easily congested to something like this, I believe. Here we are. Here we are. Finally. Okay, cool. So when this occurs, we want the level manager realistically to handle all this information. So when this occurs, we want to not have this here. We want this to be on the level manager. Get I believe it's this one. Yep. Let's get all actors of class. And I think we're gonna call this just I don't really care about naming conventions. I just care about what makes it easier for me. Hey guys, I'm streaming Chillaxaroni. So we're going to get this and say is valid. Because I don't want to check for this every time this happens, right? I mean, maybe the first time we can grab it on the level actor. Ugh. Even though it's just like happens for literally every single. So we would have a reference to this guy every. I don't know if that's a good thing. We would have a reference for this for every little single level actor. We could have like several. We could probably have 100. That's 100 references. So maybe it's better we just get the reference every time. So we're not like storing that information. It's one thing to access it, it's another thing to store it. I don't even like that. Like, game instance. Get game instance. I think the game instance could definitely store this
Walden
this
University?
information,
I can get the W.
right?
With multiple ways of learning,
Event set
all
level
hits
manager.
and
So we
respects my
set the
reality.
level manager here.
My class schedules work for me.
Delete
my
when
grind.
port to Android.
Get the W.
Okay, but
This is learning that's fit for my life. No doubt I'll make an impact.
the level manager, we
Use the data
definitely
and the
want to
credentials
have
that
this
open tomorrow.
event. I don't know.
Now's the time.
To do
Cast
it
to
on my time.
PGI Judah run.
Get the
I don't know if it's good to
Walden
cast this
University. Set a course for
every
change.
time. Every time we're just gonna cast. Might not be the best place to set level manager. And it's because it's like an order of operations thing, right? Like, it's really an order of operation thing, because like I said, I don't want to have like multiple references stored on each level actor, because we could have like 100 level actors, because a level actor, yeah, we could have like hundreds of these things. So I don't want to store a reference on every single one. I want one reference. So I think the best place to do that right now is in the level, right? Because the level, I mean, this is a level we're loading into, and this is where we're going to need it. So we just set the level manager in here right off the get-go, right? We click play, event set level manager. So what I'm going to do, instead of casting it here to this, I'm going to just cast to PGI. And I'm going to set our level manager. Where is it? Place at end. Get level manager. Cast a level manager. This should be an exposed event. Right? So if I cast to the PGI, Judah run, this should be, yo, what's up, Empire? Own account, Paul, this is safe on my own account. What's up, safe? This is so weird, dude. I can't call this event. Shut down, travel error. How you doing this morning or evening or whatever? Yeah, it's evening. Afternoon. I don't know. I'm not sleeping as well as I guess I should be. I mean, it is working, but the point is that I don't necessarily want to set this here at this point. Or well, I do want to set at this point. My point is that I want to call this event on the PGI run, but it's not giving me access to the event or to call the event. What if I say call event custom event? You know, we're just gonna do that, and then on here we're gonna say custom. Yeah, see, I could do that definitely right there. However, here what's going on? That means this game instance must have that on here. Get camera, get quit game. I mean, we got quit game, get camera. I mean, there's really doesn't look like this is a thing. My first gig. What's your first gig, dude? Your first giggle? Your first laugh? Is that what you're talking about? I have my first giggle, dude. Yeah, there must be some issue going on here. Now, if I were to go into running and then tell them, hey, Paul, I'm honestly going through some stuff, just quite a bit of existentialism. That's a big word. That's a big word. I am gonna play precision on stage. Percussion. Oh, that's sick, dude. Congrats on that. So now I can do the thing. Boom. There must have just been some bug. That was a bug. But yeah, this is essentially gonna show the cursor now. So now that I have this, Paul, what you up to? We're working on trying to get, so we have the actors despawning now once they cross their threshold, which is negative 4,000. So you'll see, oh, he doesn't disappear. He just stops moving. We'll know once it's all gone. Yeah, it stops moving, but it doesn't disappear, which it's because we're not sending it back to the pool. Right? When we hit that threshold, we're not sending it back to the pool. Right here. CC, I added some new sound effects to my game. Clicks and also the no ammo sound. Nice. I like to hear that you're updating it. you're gonna hear some kids and family members in the background. Empire of Bertawi. Now the idea is that we want to we wanna bind that here though, I believe. Find event on actor threshold. I can just do that here, dude. What am I doing? I'm doing all this extra stuff. Because I want this all to run into the... You know? So I don't really need to handle this on the level. I want to do this here. We want to create so we're going to get our pulling system and just say return object to pool. See, the issue here is that right now we're doing this, but realistically we need to pass ourselves in the actor. So instead of a T subclass, we need to just do an actor. We're gonna reference ourselves. So when we actually go to do this, right now I believe I'm passing the class. I just need to say this. We're just going to pass this into it. And then in the level actor ourselves, instead of doing that, we're going to just say this. And we're going to go ahead and save so the BP progress we made isn't overwatched. I also thought about adding some enemies which shoot at you and some which dodge your shots, and laser beams which the cat blasts from its mouth. Okay, Paul, it's a scratch cat, a guy or girl? Scratch sounds like a boy's name. Scratch. I don't know what the female variation of Scratch would be. I was thinking of Slice. I was like, but that still sounds male. Bump, 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 bump. Bump ba dum bump 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 ba dum bump 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 bump. Because this is gonna be all doinked out. Level cross threshold. That's what I'll call it. So now when we call or we paste, no. Nazareth pulling subsystem, we return object to pull, and we just plug in our actor, and that should be all that we need. Let's go ahead and check it out. So once this crosses 4,000, it should just doink on out of here, and it does. So when that happens, right? Return actor to pool. And then once we've done that, we're gonna want to spawn another level into the game. Spawn tile. single level object into the game. So now we're going to spawn a single level object into the game. And there's a lot to consider when we're doing this. Originally, so we got to figure out how far we're spawning away. Right now we have everything working. We could set the movement, spawn a level. But as you can see, it's all progressively. It's a default sprite and Scratch the code I use. Yeah, I know, but I'm not going based off of the look of the cat. I'm going off the base of the name of the cat. And the cat's name is Scratch. Scratch is a boy's name, therefore Scratch must be a boy. Scratchy. Spawn single level. And to spawn a level, we need the loot table, we need to get actor class. We need to check if this is valid. But before we do that, we need to do a little promote to local variable. Spawning actor class. And we need to check this against, we gotta just make sure this guy is true. If it's true, we can go ahead and spawn this here. We can spawn him! Yeah! Actor class is null. Spawn single. Spawn level single. Level manager. It's that cat. It's that. I know it's that cat. I know. I just said why I think he's a boy. Do I have to answer this a million times? So when I spawn this singularly, once I get an object from the pool, right, and I'm gonna throw this over here, we get it, and then we have to set its location and all that. So I'm just gonna copy this because I don't feel like doing this all over again. But we're gonna go ahead and check some things, and if that's cool, then we're gonna just redo all this. And we're also going to be setting all these. We can set all these. Now, when this actually happens, we're gonna see that we are I want to see if it creates another one. And we'll really know once everything starts coming down, because what should be occurring is essentially they'll just keep spawning at 0, 0. Yeah, see? So they're here this whole time. Which is frustrating, because to me, this out actor, we are setting its location to 0, 0, and the thing is it's not moving. Which means there's a discrepancy between the code and what I'm actually doing. Because these should still be moving. Alright, this should still be moving regardless. What question? I think it's because of this right here. We set the actor tick enabled to false. And we don't necessarily do that. Something deep, and I kind of haven't found any advice on it. Well, as long as it's appropriate, not like a, you know, as appropriate, right? Go ahead and ask your question, but you know, make sure it's appropriate. If it's not, then you don't need to ask, because I guess I'll be the decipher of that. If it's inappropriate, I'll let you know, but that's a little interesting. I mean, they are moving now, which means I was right. But we're not crossing the threshold, which tells me this must not be binding correctly. So we're gonna go ahead and add a break here, point here. How can you find a sense of identity or meaning? That's an appropriate question, I suppose. I mean, that really depends on you, man. For me, I can tell you how I find my identity or my meaning, you know, and it's a video I once saw where it talked about how if you were to look at a car, you knew a man made it, right? And if you wanted to know why that car was made, you would go to the man that made it to figure out why it was made. Same thing for me. I go to God, the big God, you know, the Father of Christ of Nazareth, because he's the one who created me, and that's how I found my meaning, my self identity. There's still some times where I'm learning more about myself every day, but that's because God created us, right? God's creations are so dynamic and great that there's a lot more to, just like there's a lot more to God than we could ever fathom. There's a lot more to us than we can ever fathom because God created us, right? I don't think there's any biblical verse that relates to that. But the point is that you're going to learn about yourself every day. And if you really want to know, if you're a spiritual person, you love God, if you want to know your identity or your meaning in life, you got to go to God and ask him for it. Because he's the only one who knows. So we're creating our thing. It's true, we set the actor tick enabled. We set this, and then we bind that event to the level cross threshold. We're getting this issue where me, Paul, I just don't want to state my personal belief in religion, at least not in YouTube, but any tips to learn about myself and DM is possibly fine. Yeah, man, you don't need to. My biggest point is you got to go to God, man. And if you can't, if you're having a hard time understanding what that is, and my biggest recommendation is to read the Holy Bible, right? But what I'm saying is that you got to do a little self-exploration on what that is to you. To me, it'll always be this guy right here, right? He's the Son of God, died on the cross for our sins, right? I don't believe that that it's anything I do. I feel like it's egotistical if I were to believe in something like that, right? I'm not trying to be disrespectful to whatever you believe, but my point is very simple, my friend. Once you figure out who God is, you can figure out what your identity is, your meaning. But the biggest issue right now is trying to find out why this is going way longer. I bet you it goes to 8,000. How much you want to bet? I just try not to get in DMs with people who are underage. It's just a little irresponsible as a YouTuber, you know, it looks bad. It's not even double. You gotta live life, man. And when you live life, you gotta look at what you're doing in it. Right? It's kind of like when you're trying to understand why something works. You know, you focus on that thing and you study it, right? So it's kind of like that. It seems complex, but it's really simple, man. You just gotta go through life and look at yourself. Right? Look at what you do, look at your mannerisms, look at the way you handle certain situations to better understand and recognize yourself. At least that's what I would say. There's probably someone with a better answer than me, but yeah, you gotta study yourself. Even other people, you might see similarities between you and other people. I found that, like, you know, the older I get, the more I see aspects of my parents in me. You know, you really do become a part of your environment that you've grown up in. You know what it is? Is that I'm looking at this spawn a friend. B is hidden in game. False. This is being handled in code, but it's interesting. When we return it to this, but before we do all this, we got a friend, something with a friend, spawn, B, spawn. That's gotta be like a... level manager, previous location. B has spawned friend, which is in private. Pretty much figuring out stuff like everything. Pretty much when I was young, it all started with the realization that I will die. Then slowly life went from simple and play to confusing. What the heck nowadays? And now that's been going on. Yeah, the concept of death does do that to somebody. It does do that to someone, just because you realize that it's not infinite, it's finite. You know, but instead of using that information to cripple you, you can use it as a way to appreciate things more, because, and this is just me spitballing here, you know, this is what I've found. I'm no way saying in any way, shape, or form that this is the truth, right? Because that's God, that's his son Christ of Nazareth. But what I'm getting at here is that when you understand that the world, when you understand that you're slowly dying, it could potentially make everything feel pointless. But at the same time, you could look at it as a way to make life feel more vibrant, right? Makes it could be like, oh, what's the point of this if it's gonna be gone at some point anyways? That's true, but it can make you understand how precious certain things are, right? I don't know. That's just my take on it. It's kind of simple. It's not like anything mind-blowing, but so the issue here is that in order to keep this from occurring every time, right? We have this here. So if this is true or false, then we do that. If it's true, we don't. So we set it to true, but we never set it back. You know, so it essentially means like in here we need to create a U function, blueprint callable, actor better. Void. Oh yeah, this isn't in the full actor. This is something that's in the... it feels pointless, but the vibrancy is left, and then I don't know who I am or anything anymore. That's because, man, at the end of the day, we're everything and nothing at the same time. We are what God allows us to be. What you're understanding and seeing right now is the lack of control we truly have on our lives. At least that's how I see it. That's how I saw it. Just a lack of control. Which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes it's good that we're not in control, you know? Set actor, sorry. Is as spawn friend equals false. I plan on adding more mobs, better GUI, more weapons tomorrow. I'll work on the GUI. That's good to hear, man. That's really good. But we are gonna end the stream here in a bit. I just wanted to stream for a little bit because I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying streaming. I have been enjoying it. It's been nice talking to you guys, and it's truly been a blessing, man. It really has. You are who you are, what you do, man. I'm just praying that one day that you can't really look at yourself to gather, like, you understand that you can't really do the things I told you to do, right? You can analyze yourself forever and never figure it out. It's better to rely on God and fully and entirely. The Holy Father. You just need to figure out what you want to do and do it, man. That's an ADHD thing. You have a lot of passions and a lot of likes, right? So you just need to find what you're most passionate about. Figure out in life if you want money, because you could be really passionate about something and not make a lot of money from doing it. And you gotta tell yourself, am I someone who needs a lot of money? Do I want a lot of money? Because if that's the case, you gotta give up something for that, right? There's a lot of it that comes. There's a lot, man. I'm just saying, like, life is tough, bro. The answers and the questions you're asking right now are stuff that even myself still struggles with today. Some people, they choose not to even look at it. Some people think about it all the time, they just don't mention it. This is kind of rink-a-dink, but you know, it is what it is. We're not looking for perfect right now, which is something that was really hard for me to tell myself. We're not looking for perfect. And I think that should fix it, because once they hit this 4K, right, we're gonna respawn. Eventually they're gonna spawn at the feet of the person, but we'll see what happens. Too many passions like tons, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I have a want or things, but I just don't know what it is. I feel like it's right there, but I'm blind to what it is. You gotta ask the Lord to remove those. You gotta ask the Lord, man. You gotta ask the Holy Father. You gotta pray on it, man. It's nothing you can do on your own. And I understand that maybe not the advice that you want to hear, but at the end of the day, here you are, man. You're in a Christian server with a Christian man talking to you. So I'll tell you from my little bit of life experience, I found that you have to rely on the Lord, the Holy Father, for everything, even things of those nature. Because there's too many things. I'm human. I can't identify those things. It's beyond my control. You have to ask the person who's in control. And it ain't us. But, let's see here. Why is this not working? Yeah, if this is false, then do all these things. B has spawned a friend. Yeah, ask them, they'll tell you. We'll have to figure this out later. But it's funny because this is being spawned, it's being refreshed. And that's still going over 4,000. Yo, what's up, Amin? Why no one likes this handsome dev is because they're freaking devious. I'm a dev and they're devious. They need to drop more likes, am I right? Drop more likes. And that, you know what, man, I say that, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Sometimes people just forget. Everyone's busy. Everyone's got... Everyone's got something they're trying to do. Yeah, everyone's busy right now, man. But I appreciate you, Amin. But I am going to get off here in a bit, FYI, guys. Like another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to dip. So, just as a quick update on what we have accomplished today in an hour. Our objective was to despawn these things once they reach a threshold, which we now do. The only issue is that when we spawn them back in, we're supposed to spawn them at the last actor. And then right here, after the second time it's spawned in, it ignores the spawn in threshold. Why that occurs, me do not know, me do not know. General all. Like that threshold is gone.
Imagine being able to
But yeah,
build an app with your name
that's
on it.
pretty much
Just by
it
thinking
for
about it.
today, guys. We're
Phase
gonna fix
44.
this either later tonight
AI
or
creation
tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow, but I just want to end this out in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing me another beautiful day on this earth with my family and friends, and allowing me to come here and stream for more friends. And I just want to thank you for those friends, Heavenly Father, and I want to thank you for giving me the abilities to program, the abilities to draw, the abilities to 3D model, and so on and so forth. I just thank you for all the blessings that you've given me, and I pray that with those blessings, I can bless other people that show up to these streams, like Amin and Safe, Lord. I pray that every day we come to you more and more, so we can be like your son in all the beautiful ways that he was. Other than that, God, I thank you for everything. In the name and blood of Christ of Nazareth, amen. All right, guys, I'm going to bounce for the day. Oh, Chase Lee just got in too. Oh, man. Well, I'm okay. Just finished work. I got to start streaming like around 2 so we can get you in here, Chase Lee, and we can hang out. But yeah, so just a quick thing. We got the thresholds working. We just need to fix it so when they respawn in, they still work in the boundaries of that threshold. But after that, we can start working on getting them tight, and then we can start iterating on other aspects as well. I might have to look deeper into the code to see what I'm really trying to do, or what I was trying to do. It has been about a year since I've worked on this project, but other than that, guys, I'm going to go bounce. I'm going to go get an N64 power adapter and see if I can't play some old school games today. But yeah, thank you all for showing up. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow. If you're interested in BP, C++, Unreal Engine, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. My words are blending together. And learn alongside me, okay?